All right, let's wrap things up with the OAA. And for the last few years, it's really been Clarkston and everyone else in the OAA. And that's a real testament to what Coach Nathan Bryer has done with the program in what feels like just a few short years. He's winning 20 plus games a year, gone toe to toe with high school hockey's best, the CCs, the Brightons, the Heartlands of the world. The Wolves are at major showcases and big events on the high school calendar. They're making it to the Final Four, cranking out junior hockey prospects year over year. Ron Wade, Evan Adams, Trey Damian, Owen Croston. The list just keeps going. Clarkston has become a hockey factory. And in a lot of ways, high school hockey's newest blue blood, thanks to Coach Bryer and staff. The rest of the OAA had largely been left in the dust during this recent run. And the Wolves are set to reload again this season, replacing last year's leading scorer, Kyle Lynch, with the next man up, Gavin Anderson. They'll replace last year's top D, Trey Damian, with the next man up, Ryan Wilford. And the Wolves just keep humming along without missing a beat here. You know, I call it reload status. They don't rebuild, they reload. And very, very few programs around the state get to this point. There's up years and down years, but for Clarkston, it's just our year. But I'm looking at third year coach Tucker Penning and what he's got going on with Rochester United. And I can't help but see shades of what Clarkston once was not too long ago. It may not be this year or even next, but if RU is able to continue on this path, I could see a scenario where they catch and compete with the likes of Clarkston. You know, talking with coach last year, I think he felt a lot of optimism around a young group and had hopeful eyes on the future, freshmen, sophomores, and everything they could accomplish in years to come. But then RU went on an absolute roll. They winning 10 of their last 12 games. Grayson Heiser, Nolan Heiser ripping it up. Braden Buckler turning into a 20-20-40 guy as a sophomore. They didn't just take the OAA by storm, winning the Red Division. They took eventual D2 state finalist Livonia Stevenson all the way to overtime in the state playoffs. And I think if you asked them, they'd say they even surprised themselves a bit last year. But you've essentially fast tracked this quote unquote rebuild process in Rochester. This is a program that's ready to win now, a program that had produced NCAA talent like Max Harper and Marshall Bowery. They were a 500 team when Penning took over, but a proud program that had achieved a lot in its heyday. And now feels like they're returning to that status, winning 20 games. They're returning a bunch of talented players at all three levels of the lineup. They've got young guys, 7th, 8th graders, freshmen, excited about the program, chomping at the bit to get involved. Buy stock in RU now because it's about to go to the moon, baby. I am all in on the boys this season. They may not beat Clarkston head to head in the matchup this season, but the day is coming. Nolan Heiser, just a junior. Braden Buckler, just a junior. Captain Mason McCautry is back and healthy this season. Ethan Hazelhune, an MHA kid, he's been playing at a high level for the past 3 months. They've got some new guys coming in with a lot of excitement around them too. I just think this could be a special group, not just this year, but for the foreseeable future as well. One other note here too, as we're kind of touching on some other OAA teams, Lakes Area United. I mentioned them briefly on the last episode where I was previewing the LVC. They won that conference last season, but move over to the OAA for the upcoming season and will play in the white division. RU won the white division last year and moved up to the red. I believe it's a bit of a tiered system there, where the winner of the white moves up to the red, and the lowest team in the red then moves down to the white. So RU's strength of schedule should see a bit of a bump there, getting to play in the red. Lakes area then kind of moves into, I mixed that up. RU moving into the white, Lakes area moving into the red division to fill that void left by RU. And I'm telling you, I think they just might be able to win the damn thing in year one. I'm going to call them LAU here. I don't know any other way to go about it other than Lakes area. So I'll go with LAU. Lost a pretty important piece to graduation in Jacob Van Sweden, who I had to look him up real quick, but was actually playing in the USPHL this fall. So hats off to him there. But he had played every game for the last 2 seasons for Lakes area. So they've got a pretty big hole to fill there in net, but there's also some pretty important returners back as well. Sheet, holy sheet. Somebody help me out here. Logan Scheidt was the highest scoring freshman in the state last season with 51 points. I think the schedule gets a little more difficult for Lakes area here. So it'll be interesting to see how or if his production is impacted at all. Definitely one to keep an eye on there. They had a pretty big senior class too, but I still could see a scenario where the new kids on the block come away with a division title here. Just considering the landscape, Stony Creek, Troy, Farmington, it feels a little up for grabs here to start the year in the OAA. So